Hi. Hi, Jill.
Hey, Joan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
I'm sorry that it got so wonky on Facebook the other day, but I'm really glad that you had a moment to come on and we can talk a little bit about acupressure and meridian touch healing. And I wanted to just say before I ask you a couple questions that, I've got certified 1,000 years ago in acupressure, and it's been so much fun to take body work again because I love putting my hands on animals and especially my own animals. Actually, I love touching all animals, but it's nice to have a technique I can use at home. But also, it's so much easier to understand than when I learned it. It was super complicated. So um, anyway, I wanted to share with people just what exactly like acupressure and meridian touch healing is.
Well, it's kind of fun because, we put this class together kind of at the last minute with COVID. And one of the things that both you and Maria Christine said that when you were learning this class, that it was just made to be too complicated and that you couldn't understand it. It was very technical and it was, things are rostral and ventral and using these anatomic words that no one really understood. So, I took that and tried to think of how can I teach people on Zoom how to find acupressure points. And to me, it was like, well, the first thing is let's find it on a human. If you can find this point on yourself, then you can find it on your animal. Not only can you find it on yourself, but you can feel it working. In the class that we taught this summer, I had someone find points on themselves, and then all of a sudden their migraine that they had for 2 days was gone because they were trying to. It was so fun. She's like, I was just massaging this point and trying to figure out if it was the right point, and my migraine's gone, right? It's like, you got the right point. You found it. How miraculous is that? So, teaching it to people by finding it on themselves and then putting it, sorry, Olive wants to say hello. Say hello, Olive. This is my superstar acupressure point dog, Olive. So she has to come and say hello too. But yeah, if you can find it on yourself, then you can find it on your dog or your cat. And of course, we have everyone wanting to join the fun. Yeah. So I took that to heart as far as trying to make it really simple and then trying not to overwhelm people. I had a lot of people say, oh, how am I going to learn all these hundreds and hundreds of points? It's like, no, you're not going to learn hundreds and hundreds of points. You're going to learn the basics of the meridians, a couple of points, and then after that, it's all about being able to find them and use what you learned in class. So the best thing is finding it on yourself, then finding it on your animal, and just feeling the flow of the energy, especially when we're working with the meridians. It's not about being so specific and finding exactly which point leads to which point to where. It's about finding the flow of energy, feeling the flow of energy, and just having it move. And sometimes I just have to tell people to slow down.
That's one thing I found was that, as you know, I have an animal communication school and an energy healing department, and the way that the class went, there aren't a lot of ways to teach heal without being there in person. So that was, I think, one of the most remarkable things was that your meridian touch really taught people the flow of energy, and whether they just do it on their own animals or they want to carry on and do more acupressure or even just energy healing, you really captured how to teach flow of energy.
Yeah, it was so fun. And you know what, one of the funnest things was seeing in the background, like when Claudia was there with her dog and she was kind of in the background watching, and you could just see her doing the touch, and you could see the dogs just like melting there and just watching it. And she was like, wow, I can't believe that I'm doing this, and I don't even know how I'm doing it. And it's just so simple and so easy when you just relax and feel the flow. And sometimes you just need someone to kind of coach you through that.
Absolutely. I used it on all of my dogs, and I have an 8-year-old, border collie that is very active, but she can get really stiff, and she's super agile since the class. And I've of course have a 33-year-old horse, and I did the Meridian Touch on her. And um, then there was, yeah, and I've done it on my cats and Queen Latifah. Between our hemp and our hemp product and the Meridian Touch, Queen Latifah was leaping like you've never seen, and she's an 11-year-old cat. She was leaping like a kitten. And of course, we've got the dog toy going. But I wanted to do a quick plug for our Hemp Chews, dun, 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 dog and cat, and our horse pellet.
Yeah, one of the fun things about being an acupuncturist and doing this acupressure class is that it so relates and goes with the hemp chews. They all work together to give you the same results as far as helping with pain, helping with inflammation, helping with anxiety. I mean, all these things that so many of our animals deal with, these are like the keys to success with them. And it's so fun seeing the eureka moments when people find it.
And I wanted to just touch on the class coming up, the Acupressure and Meridian Healing is absolutely the beginning of a whole series of classes, right?
Yeah, we're going to have several classes, and we're actually starting the second part, which is the 5 elements class next week as well. So that's kind of part 2. And that's going to be really fun because people are going to actually be able to figure out the personality or the constitution of their animal. It's a little bit like racial profiling. Sorry, that's kind of a bad word, but it really, really helps you figure out what your animal is, how they're going to need to be treated, what kind of diseases or emotional issues they are predisposed to. So it's really fun to be able to figure out where your animal lies. And it's not that easy because sometimes they can be more than one element, but once you figure it out, it can be really easy and it can be really fun and it can be so helpful in figuring out how you can help your animal.
Yeah, definitely. Or how you can help your animal. Your animal may be fine, but just has one specific time where they get amped up or where you want a little more energy.
Exactly. It can help
and then
you.
The other thing we have coming out is the energetic anatomy, which is really going to be cool because we tie
I'm super excited about that because that's going to help bring everything together. I mean, having the anatomy along with the points and along with the meridians. I mean, all of these things that we're teaching all just kind of grow on top of each other.
So it's the regular anatomy, the meridians, and the chakras for the energetic anatomy. So it's going to be a very, very, very rich course. And that one's digital. And then we plan to, once we're able to move about the cabin again, we'll have some live courses. But for now,
I can't wait to actually meet these people in person that we've been having so much fun with. So it's going to be like a big reunion party. There could be wine.
What? All right. Well, thank you, Jill. I'm glad we got to share this with everyone. And just wanted to say I'm amazed we got through this and there was no cussing. But
there will be cussing. Don't worry. There will be. Say bye to Olive.
Bye, Olive. Penelope's over there squeaking her toy. Bye.
No. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.